Ali Santana here. For all of my life, I did it my way, right? I've done all my financials my way, the hard way, and School of Hard Knocks. When I encountered UFF, I was real truly skeptical, right? Like a lot of people, and hesitant. But I knew that I didn't have any more time to waste, and I had to do it the professional way, and I gave it a shot. I didn't know what I was gonna get and or expect. And man, from the very first transaction action plan, I was blown away. It was telling me to do things I would have never in a million years done. And I double guessed it. I'm like, no, let me check all my numbers because this can't possibly be right. I double checked everything. It was remarkable. I was like, this is incredible. The first month that happened, the second month that happened, the third month that happened. It was stamped. I was like, there is no way in a million years I would have gone from where I was to now shrinking and shrinking and shrinking supernaturally. It was like supernatural. It's been 21 months now since I've been utilizing it. I paid over $80,000. I've learned so much about finances. And in California, you know how expensive everything is over here. We're on track to pay off our home in under 8 years. And that's conservative. We're actually shooting for 6.5, 6. That's our game point. But it's a game changer. That's why there's no way that I could turn back. And now I recommend it to my friends, my family, my church. It's a game changer. And everybody that wants to accomplish freedom, this is it. This is it, without a shadow of a doubt. Conviction. I've planted my roots, and it's just the best product that I've ever experienced and done. It's tested and proven. It's worked, and it's so clear and concise. It's proven. Like there's no too good. It is good. Like Di says, it's good and it's true because I've used it and I'm on track, and there's no disputing what I've been able to accomplish, and 70,000 clients, right, that have utilized. I thought I could do it on my own too. I felt like I'm on my budget every week. I was the most diligent, focused, responsible person in my entire life. But at the same time, that simple budget or that guideline it's static completely. I never imagined that from what MapQuest is to GPS, it's a game changer. I thought I could do it on my own. When I got this, I could see that there is absolutely no way that I could beat 4.5 million lines of code. Absolutely not. It's just a blessing from the Lord. I give glory to God for this, just having this in my hands, and not only for me, but for my friends and family.
I'm Jay Yaney, and I have been with the MoneyMax, MoneyMax account for just been using it less than a week now. And yesterday I came in and logged in and had a couple actions that I would normally have never taken. And I paid off 2 credit cards of about over $2,000. And my normal day-to-day life, I maybe would have paid a couple $100 on those 2 cards, but they were paid off. And I was a little bit, because you're not used to it, so you're a little bit caught back. But then after I paid it, I felt great. I was like, man, I just got rid of $2,000 in debt, and I didn't use any extra money or anything like that. So, I'm excited to move forward with this program and this company. But I'm excited. It's great to hear all these stories and helping people and helping yourself and things that we didn't know. And with this program, it just kind of guides you. And as far as the customer service, I've been on the phone with them every day, and they're all great. They help you with things. If you have questions, it's been amazing. So I'm looking forward to helping a lot of people and helping myself get on the right financial track. But the savings wise, I don't have that right in front of me now. But I think my debt free day is only 2.1 years. sharing with this with people. So I can see myself being debt free in 6 to 8 months, probably. This thing is a blessing for all of us. The nice thing about this program is I've never really budgeted, sadly to say. We've just lived life. And this has kind of forced me to look at what we're spending things on, and and how doing different things can affect your financial future.
Hello, my name is Patrick Wallace, and I purchased the MMA program because I needed a guide to help me work through my financial issues. Not only was I in debt, I wasn't in a huge debt, but I needed a roadmap to show me exactly what to do with my money. I wasn't really taught that as a youngster, and this is something that could help me, guide me through whatever financial situation that I was in. But above all that, I didn't have anything saved for retirement. Nothing to give to my kids, once we pass on to another life. And that's really important to me. Not that I want to make them rich, but I just want to give them something to make life a little bit easier for them. The MMA program showed me how to allocate my money to my savings. It's given me a guide for my retirement, because that was really the main thing that I wanted to leave for my boys. So I got 3 sons. I want to make sure that my wife was taken care of, and this is the awesome way to do it. Not only have I been able to reduce my debt down from 11 years all the way down to 2.1 years, it's also showing me how to build wealth. And that's my next goal. And if you're deciding on the MMA, this is a program that can literally change your life, change your financial future, change your if you have children, if you have family, it can impact generations to come. This is the best thing that has happened to me in a very long time, and I'm so excited that I trusted MMA and I trusted the program, and it's going to change my future for generations to come.
Hey, I'm Sherry Struan, and I'm pretty new to the Money Max account, but I just wanted to talk about what people might be going through before they run into this. And I'm going to do my best not to cry. Because what happens sometimes is you get it so involved in your life, and you have one setback after another setback sometimes, and you don't really realize that those setbacks are really costing you in a big way. They're costing you time. And my husband has been the breadwinner for a very long time, and we found ourselves in a situation where one setback after another, and all of a sudden we're in our 50s and starting kind of over on a mortgage. We have debt. You start to live this life of well, you can afford things, but you can afford the monthly payment on things. We make our income is good, and then before you know it, it's piled up, and you're thinking, what? How? I'm starting to read my balance, my credit card statements, and I'm starting to look at how much I'm paying these people every month just in interest. And I'm looking at the mortgage stuff, and I knew enough about the way that amortization worked to know that I'm paying these people almost all of my payments in interest every month, and not knowing what to do about that. So my husband was dealing with a lot of anxiety about him being 85 and having to pay it before he ever got the mortgage paid off, and what are we going to do, and not knowing what to do. And so I began to look for anything that there had to be a solution. I knew there had to be a solution somewhere. And that's when I filled out a form on Facebook for UFF. I didn't know what I was going to, I honestly did not, when I filled out that form, did not have any hope in it. I filled it out. I was like, okay, I'm going to talk to one more person. And when I found out, when I first got that phone call and that Zoom call, and I found out the person on the other end of that was a financial planner. I thought, oh great, I just want to go away now, because I knew my situation wasn't good, but I didn't know. You don't know what to do about it, and the last thing you want is somebody telling you what you already know, that there's just no hope. And so when we finally did the numbers and I looked, and we hit that magic button that shows you how much time you have left on your debt, which we were thinking it's going to be 30 years. We'll never get out of this. We have no hope. And it hit 5.6 years. We just were floored. We were floored. There was our hope. We weren't going to be 85 paying off a mortgage. We were just going to need a few more years to reverse this thing on its head and actually start working on wealth instead of debt. And that is worth everything. It's time. Money Max is giving us our time back. And I didn't even get into the numbers, but I mean, yeah, we were like $500,000 in debt. And by the time we paid the banks everything, it was going to be like $1 million plus. And we've wiped that way down. The Money Max is going to save us $409,615 in interest.
My name is Darren Washington. I'm from a very, very small town called Wilmot, Arkansas. When I went to high school, went to the 14 years, I went to college for a second, found out that college wasn't for me. And so I went to Votech school, got a trade, was very good at the trade. And so, I decided to start a family. And so when I started this family, of course, you have a wife and kids. And of course, now you want to buy a home, and you also want to buy nice cars. And of course, everybody sees that. And it's exciting when you first get in, when you first get your home and your car. Well, as they say, life happened, and all of a sudden, about 10 years into our marriage, my wife, over a 10-year period, had about 3 surgeries. And out of those surgeries, the last one got her to the point to where she couldn't basically work anymore. Well, what happened was there was only one income in our family. Of course, that was me. And about 4 years ago, matter of fact, 4 years ago, almost to this date, I had heart surgery. And of course, I was out of work for about, I think, 2 months. Well, you can imagine what usually happens in about 2 months. Bill collectors call you. You can't make payments here and there. Well, to make a long story short, we lost our home and one of our cars. And so we had to move out and get into an apartment. And so as I was thinking, and when this opportunity came, I was thinking, I said, what would have happened if I would have had the Money Max account when all these little things happened to me in life? What could I have possibly done? Maybe, I always hear Lynn say, it gives you some stress relief, where it shows how many months you have before, there's panic time. I thought about that. And not only that, but now that I have the Money Max, I can see if I go into a situation like that again, I'll know how to strategically maneuver myself into a situation to where I don't have to worry about that. Knowing what I know now and looking at the strategies that I believe that I can take, not only do I believe that I can have confidence, but I believe now I can start over. So if I want to buy a home or a car or whatever I want to do, investments, I now know that I have the right strategy to do that, and all because of the Money Max. And that's just what I believe. Once you're out of debt, it's kind of like the rocket reaches into the atmosphere. I think that the USFF and the Money Max will help you accelerate whatever you want to do, because guess what? If you ain't got no debt, I would say sky's the limit.
Clay Sampson from Southern California. It's real interesting that when something comes your way and how life changes you and how God blesses you in certain ways. And on February, I'm pretty new to the MMA, and on February 27th of 2024, I was looking for something special. I was getting close to my 60th birthday, so I have to readjust my life insurances and so forth with my queen. And I started searching on Google for a company that will help me pay off our rental properties. I said, well, if I can get a mortgage insurance, then when I do my adjustment for my life insurance and my IULs or whole life policies, then I can kind of make some better decisions. So I Googled, nothing came up, couldn't find a company, started checking around for a couple of days. And a few days later, I think on the 29th, yes, it was 29th of February, the leap year, 29th of February, 2024, I saw an ad that says pay off your mortgage in 5 to 7 years. And I went, that's interesting. And it made me think back to 20 years ago, because 20 years ago, in my previous life, I should say, when I was in the mortgage industry, there was a company from Australia that came into the United States, and they offered this refinance product that will allow you to pay off your loan in 5 to 7 years. And the company came to our office, called us and says, hey, we have a refinancing program we'd like to discuss with you. I'm like, well, everybody has a refinancing program. What's the big deal? They said, well, this is a 30-year refinance, but you're allowed to pay off the loan in 5 to 7 years. And I went, okay, well, now you have my interest. So they came by the office, they showed me the process, and I was absolutely blown away how it worked. I didn't understand it at first, but after explaining it, because it sounded too good to be true, so I kind of paid closer attention, and then it worked. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to get it on my home because they wouldn't do more than $1 million. But my family, friends, I was getting everybody refinanced and everyone debt free in 5 to 7 years. So it worked out great. So when I saw this ad on Facebook, I went, wow, did the company come back to the United States 20 years later? So of course I filled it out. It's really interesting. And before I tell you what happened when I filled it out, I'll tell you how God blesses you and how the scenario works in life. So, and I have to start that with a little story. There was a gentleman many, many years ago, really, really bad flood in the United States. And the flood started, and a bus came by his home and says, you know, we need to evacuate you because this flood's getting really bad. And he said, no, I'll be okay. I've been through floods before. No big deal. And the flood started getting a little bit worse. And a boat came by, says, the flood's getting worse. You really need to get into this boat. And he says, no, I'll be okay. It's no big deal. Then a couple of days go by. Now the flood's getting really bad. Now he's all the way on his roof of his house now. Helicopter comes by. He said, no, I think it's going to start receding. It's been a day or two. We'll be okay. So long story short, the flood got worse. And now he's been a great person, so now he's in heaven. And he went to God. He says, God, why did this happen to me? I mean, I died. God said to him, well, I sent you a bus, I sent you a boat, and I sent you a helicopter. What did you do? So it makes me think about that when I saw that ad on Facebook, because a lot of people don't understand the signs that you get in life, the things that God sends you to change your life, to make your life better, to make your family better, make things better in your life. So when I saw this ad, and I'm not a big Facebook ad, because you guys know whenever you Google something, all these ads pop up in your social media. For some reason, I looked at that ad as my bus, my boat, or my helicopter, and I filled it out. And someone by the name of Allie reached out to me, and she says, oh, I can set up a Zoom for you. I'm like, nope, not interested in a Zoom, because here we go with another ad. I'm like, nope, not interested, but I'll tell you what you can do. You can send me a couple videos and I'll take a look. Within 40 seconds of video number 1, I got it right away because I had experience in a loan like this 20 years ago. So my thought was, is this the same company? Is it a loan? So as soon as I saw the first video she sent me, of course, I jumped on a call with her right now. Hey, I need to know more. Is this a loan? To find out it isn't a loan. You don't have to refinance. You don't have to get a loan or do anything. It's just software that they spent a gazillion dollars on. I think the number I heard, and again, I've only been with the company going on 2 months now. They spent like $14 million into software to get it done. So Allie took her time. She was very, very professional, showed me. She says, well, let's put some numbers in. Let me show you how it works. So we did pop in that Zoom because look, the boat, the bus, or the helicopter, I decided to get on. So I got on, she showed me the numbers. And in fact, I have my numbers here to the left. When I did the numbers, it didn't take very long to do it. It showed that I will save $871,886 in interest, and I will be completely debt-free in 4.6 years. I went, where do I sign? I'm done. I said, what is this going to cost me? She says, well, if you become an agent, you'll get a 10% discount. I'm like, well, I'm not really interested in becoming an agent, but how much is it anyway? She said it's $39.95. I'm like, okay, so I'm going to pay you $39.95, and the software is going to save me $871,000. Where do I sign? I'll do it any day, twice on Sundays. In fact, you're not charging me anything, because if I'm giving you 3,900 and you're giving me 871 in savings, there's no cost to the program. You're paying me to use the program. So I'm like, that's the biggest no-brainer in the world. So she said, well, you really want to consider this 10% discount. I'm like, well, 10% discount, $400. Not bad. Okay, so what do I have to do for the 10% discount? She said, well, for $149, you can join this crusade that we're on. You can join this crusade to help people and change people's lives, because we do know that most of America is in massive debt. I'm like, I'm okay with the crusade. Not too bad. I mean, if we can help people, because, I'm being helped. God led me to this Facebook ad and led me to you. So you're blessing me. So what a great thing to bless others. So I said, for $149, I get to save $400 on the price. That's another no-brainer. How come this company is giving so many no-brainers? I don't get it. So I'm figuring, okay, so this is definitely not the company that was around 20 years ago. So I asked her, I said, how long has this company been around? She said, about 20 years. But they saw what the other company was doing, and the owners of this company took note and decided to put it in a non-loan format. So I'm like, this is brilliant. How come I've never heard about this before? But again, many people, look, when the time is right for you to see something or learn something, God will put it in your vision. Now it's up to you to make that movement, but he puts it in your vision. So I went, okay, I'm going to give you my 149 and let's see what happens. Now, let me talk about the 149 portion first, because that to me is just as big, if not bigger, than the $871,000. Because yes, it's $871,000 for me, but I like to help. I like to do whatever I can to help others. And it's great to help myself, but helping others is such a bigger blessing. So I said, okay, 149, I can show people this and get it done. And I didn't understand the pay comp plan they were going to give me, or what type of referral fees I'll get. I knew it was kind of like an agency business. So she mentioned to me, well, you can jump in this call with this great guy named Len and this young lady named Di, and they will explain everything to you. I'm like, okay, I can do that. When's the call? She said, well, there's one tomorrow morning. I'm like, okay, I'll jump on. So I jumped on the call and I was blown away. So I saw the compensation plan. It says about making $1,000 a day. I went, wait a minute. Okay, so let me see if I understand. Hold on, back up. Let me go over all this again so I can kind of understand. Because you're throwing so much stuff at me right now. Let me see if I can comprehend this. I paid you $3,500. You're saving me $871,886. Then I paid you $149. And you're telling me I can make $1,000 a day. Something is not. Wait, I don't get it. Is this real? So I'm thinking, is this real? So then I'm like, you know what? My personality is I fire, ready, aim. I'm like, I'm jumping in. Let's jump in and see what's going to happen. So I jumped on the call, heard Lynn and Di talk about I can make $1,000 a day. I'm like, $1,000 a day, that's 30 grand a month. If I can make 30 grand a month, I wonder what will it do to my 4.6 years. Because I'm looking at the system going, well, wait a minute. The MoneyMax account works without me spending any additional money. That means whatever I spend, I'm already spending. I don't have to add any money to become debt-free in 4.6 years. That's how the software works, because it uses what the bank does against us. Now we get to do to the bank. So it was brilliant. So I don't have to spend an extra dollar, because a lot of people misunderstand that. Just like the gentleman misunderstood the boat, he misunderstood the bus, and he misunderstood the helicopter. Quit misunderstanding stuff. So look, God gave me 2 ears and 1 mouth. I try to use it in that proportion. So I'm listening to Len and Di. And Len and Di tells me I can make $1,000 a day. And Allie tells me I can save $871,000. I'm like, okay, I'm going to believe you guys. So I just decided to get on these calls every single day and tell every person I knew that I found the secret to becoming debt free. In fact, I went on my Facebook Live. I says, I found a secret that I need to tell everyone. I'm learning about it. Come learn with me. So now this is February 29th, 2024. So I jumped in my first meeting on March 1st, 2024. Listen, got the information, jumped in, and let's wind the clock forward now 2 months. Now this is April 26, 2024. So we're at 1 month and 26 days. That $1,000 a day wasn't correct because I'm over $1,000 a day. I'm at over $60,000 in commissions made with the company. And the $871,000, I'm already at $35,343 saved in interest. Now, those two numbers may be impressive to you, but they're not as impressive to me as this number. This is the most impressive number to me. As of today, I have helped my friends and family save $110,853.20 in interest. That's the biggest number to me. And for the future and the hope of the MMA, the people I've introduced to the program, we are on track, or they have $16,037,241.33 worth of debt that we're going to eliminate. That's the number I'm impressed with. Look, I like my little $871,000 number, and I love my $1,000 a day, which I think will be $2,000 a day, and then $3,000 a day, then $4,000 a day. But it's not as impressive as that $60 million number, because the key is when you can help someone and you can show someone, just like I've heard a couple other people's testimonies with this company, and it gives them hope. It gives them something that they can do. It gives them something to live for again, so they're not in debt till they're 70 years old or 80 years old or 90 years old. That's the special part. So I fully didn't understand everything right away. I started calling the customer support, asking millions of questions, wanted to make sure everything. I have never met a company like United Financial Freedom with such an amazing support staff. They get back to you, they answer your questions. I was on support yesterday asking them again, okay, so if I tweak this and if I do this, how would this work? And as of this morning, again, my most important part is how many people I can help. But as of this morning, I'm not at 4.6 years anymore. I'm at 2.2 years. Because what I was able to do now is take the funds that they're helping you with, and now, yes, this is not required for you to pay any extra into it, but if the company is going to pay me $1,000 a day, why wouldn't I take 750 of that and add that to my MMA so I can lower my debt and get faster? It is the biggest no-brainer on the planet. So for anyone hearing my voice, God just sent you a bus, a boat, and a helicopter. It's up to you to decide what you want to do with that information that's been given to you. So God bless UFF, the owners, everyone that helps, and the MMA. This has been absolutely brilliant. Thank you.